This presentation is on Carl Jung's on the psychology of the unconscious and the search for wholeness. Um, Carl Gustav Jung's essay, The Psychology of the Unconscious, investigates the profound conflict between our conscious awareness and the vast, often hidden realm of the unconscious. This pivotal work, penned in 1912, reshaped the field of psychology, introducing the perspective that encompasses not just mental disorders, but the an entirety of the human soul. Jung posed that true healing is achieved through the confrontation and integration of our unconscious self, illuminating paths towards wholeness. This presentation will delve into Jung's foundational concepts while exploring how they can interact in the context of addiction, recovery, and their connections with Christian theology principles. Freud's perspective on the unconscious framed it as a repository of repressed drives, particularly sexual impulses and primal instincts. He believed that the unconscious plays a pivotal role in determining human behavior, mainly through suppressed desires and conflicts that surface in neurotic symptoms. Freud's theories laid the groundwork for understanding the mind's hidden aspects, focusing on pathology and the instinctual drives that govern individuals. In contrast, Jung viewed the unconscious as a dynamic and creative force. He believed it encompassed not only repressed urges, but also our spiritual and collective potential. For Jung, the unconscious guides individuals toward balance and wholeness, often wisdom and insight through symbols and dreams. The fundamental difference in interpretation marked the beginning of Jung's analytical psychology, which emphasized meaning, symbolism, and the quest for personal and spiritual integration. Jung described the psyche as a dynamic interplay of opposing forces, where the conscious mind and the unconscious are in constant relationship. The conscious ego represents how we perceive ourselves and our identity in the external world, while the unconscious holds the deeper, often hidden aspects of our psyche, including repressed memories and archetypal symbols. The unconscious is not merely a repository of repressed thoughts. It also serves as a vital function by providing insights and guiding the conscious mind towards psychological wholeness. Jung believed that when the ego became overly dominant, exhibiting traits like pride and rigidity, the unconscious reacts, attempting to restore equilibrium through dreams and creative expression. When individuals fail to recognize the messages from the unconscious, they may experience emotional upheaval or crises. Posed that these disturbances are actually the unconscious striving to bring attention to the neglected aspects of self, thereby promoting personal growth and psychological integration. Jung viewed the unconscious as an essential corrective mechanism that counteracts the limitations of the conscious mind, ensuring psychological balance. When individuals ignore deep emotional truths, the unconscious compensates by manifesting feelings and symbols that address neglected areas of their psyche. Overemphasis on rationality can lead to an emotional suppression. The unconscious may respond by generating emotional experiences or symbolic expressions, guiding the individual back to a more balanced state of being. When individuals adopt a rigid moral framework, the unconscious may unveil repressed desires and impulses. This revelation is not meant to encourage immorality, but to promote self awareness and integration of all parts of self. Listening to the voice of the unconscious rather than suppressing it is crucial to healing. Symptoms and dreams can um, can act as navigational tools, offering insights into unresolved issues and facilitating self-discovery and recovery. Jung emphasized that while the ego plays a crucial role in our conscious identity, it must not dominate the entirety of our being. When the ego becomes overly controlling or disconnected from the unconscious, it can lead to psychological disturbances, manifesting as neurosis or destructive behaviors, particularly evident in addiction. In these instances, individuals often lose touch with their true essence or self, necessitating a journey of humility and self exploration to reconnect with a deeper spiritual wisdom. Jung emphasized that psychological growth is achieved through the integration of opposing forces within the psyche. The process involves recognizing and reconciling elements such as light and shadow, reason and instinct, and the masculine and feminine aspects of nature. Each pair represents the duality that, when harmonized, leads to a fuller understanding of the self. This integration aligns with biblical principle of the inner transformation, as stated in John 1:5. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not been overcome. This verse reinforces the idea that through confronting and integrating our shadows, we can experience spiritual and psychological renewal. True maturity, according to Jung, requires the ability to hold tension between opposites rather than denying them. This acceptance allows individuals to experience God's unity within their brokenness, fostering a deeper sense of wholeness and purpose in life. Jung believed that dreams serve as vital messages from the unconscious mind, rich with symbols and reflect our shared human experiences. He emphasized that the sacred nature of these symbols, paralleling their significance in religious texts, such as the prophetic dreams of Joseph in Genesis and the angelic messages in Matthew. In both the realms of psychology and spirituality, dreams function as essential connectors between humanity and the divine, expressing profound truth and transcending verbal communication. The shadow represents the part of ourselves that we often reject or are unaware of, including our fears, desires, negative qualities. Confronting the shadow is essential for psychological growth and self acceptance. By acknowledging the shadow, we begin to integrate these hidden aspects of our consciousness, which can lead to personal transformation and a deeper understanding of ourselves. This process of facing the shadow parallels spiritual practices such as confession, where we confront our sins and our shortcomings, leading to forgiveness and healing. Ultimately, confronting the shadow allows for the transformation of shame into grace and weakness into wisdom, fostering inner strength and resilience. Through Jung's perspective, addiction represents a division within the self, where the conscious mind becomes fixated on a temporary relief, overshadowing the deeper needs and the unconscious seeks to fulfill. This inner conflict manifests as destructive behaviors that further alienate individuals from their true essence. Jung highlighted that his correspondence with Bill Wilson, um, one of the founders of AA, that alcohol dependency is fundamentally a quest for spiritual fulfillment, emphasizing the need for holistic recovery that reconnects individuals with their intrinsic meaning and purpose. Jung's notion of self is comprehensive integration of the psyche, mirroring the concept of Mejde, which signifies the intrinsic image of God in humanity. This theological perspective asserts that humans are created in God's likeness, as highlighted in Genesis 1:27, and that through Christ, this divine image is redeemed and restored. Jung's journey of individuation aligns with the Christian understanding of sanctificate, excuse me, sanctification. Oh my gosh, we're going to skip that word. Representing an ongoing transformation towards wholeness, enriched by grace and truth. Sanctification. Oh, still can't do it. uh, Transformation involves profound inner change and transcends more behavior modification. It is about the rebirth of the individual, where the false identity associated with the ego is dismantled, allowing the true self to emerge. This process aligns with spiritual awakening, growth, and consciousness. The Jungian term transformation requires integrating the shadow, the part of ourselves that we often ignore and suppress, acknowledging these aspects as crucial for growth, leading to more authentic and complete self. Jung paralleled the process of individuation where various components of the psyche are harmonized. This journey fosters a deeper connection with the self, promoting wholeness and inner peace. Uh, Jung focus on the psychological integration of um, I'm sorry. Jung's focus on psychological integration is complementary by or complemented by the Christian understanding of the divine grace. Uh, this dual approach not only reconciles the fragmented self, but also fosters a profound connection with the divine, with God. In a therapeutic setting, the integration of Jungian principles with Christian teaching empowers individuals to delve into their subconscious, facilitating healing through community support and spiritual guidance. This holistic journey signifies the transformation process, leading to both psychological balance and spiritual renewal. These are just some quotes I felt were very good. These insights from Jung highlighted the transformative power of self-awareness and the journey towards psychological freedom, echoing the biblical truth that awareness leads to liberation. When an inner situation is not made conscious, it happens outside as fate. It's awareness versus denial. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. That's inner exploration. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The idea of embracing the shadow self. There's the reference page. And this was Carl Jung's on the psychology. This is Carl Jung's on the psychology of the unconscious and the search for wholeness. Thank you. Have a great day.